Welcome to week 12 of your pregnancy, the end of your first trimester. In the end of your first trimester, we're going to move through a progression of the movements we did in week 12, where we did the lovely soothing hip circles. This week, we're going to take it up a notch and do figure of eights. Figure of eights, our shoulders move in one direction and our hips move in another direction. So this really helps us to focus the mind. As that preggy brain keeps taking effect, we need things to help us bring us back into focus. And when you're crossing the midline of the body in one direction and then in another, it really forces your brain to come to the party. So we're going to come onto all fours and move through our figures of eight. Again, same with hip circles. You can bring your hands slightly in front of your shoulders. The knees a comfortable distance apart. And let's start with the shoulders. So move from your right shoulder to your left shoulder, doing circles, right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder. And from your left shoulder, you're going to snake over to your right hip and your left hip. Right shoulder, left shoulder, right hip, left hip. Right shoulder, left shoulder, right hip, left hip. So you can see you're snaking forwards and then you're crossing through the midline and snaking backwards in the opposite direction. And just as you've got the hang of that, we're going to mix it up and change directions. So now you're going to go from the left shoulder to the right shoulder, left shoulder to the right shoulder, and then snake left hip, right hip, left shoulder, right shoulder, left hip, right hip. Continue practicing these movements until you feel that they're fluid and flowing. You'll soon feel that you're feeling far more focused and clear to continue finishing that project and completing that deadline. Thank you for joining me at the end of your first trimester.